Welcome to the desert of the real.
What's good? What's good? It's the Ghetto Logic Show, you sons of bitches. Oh, I hate cheesy bosses. Hey, what's good? Welcome back to the Ghetto Logic Show. We're back on our video game review thing. And right now I'm playing a game called BlazBlue Continuum Shift. Okay. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you. It's a fighter, because you know I love fighters. It's fighters, shooters, and racers. Very rarely do I ever play a platformer. Given a choice, if I had to buy one game from one genre, it would probably be a fighter. I think fighters, you can play against your friends, you can play against live, you can play the story mode by yourself. So I think fighters give you more bang for the buck. But let's go back to the game. The reason why I like this game is because I'm a product of the 80s and 90s. I remember the arcades, and arcades, especially in the 80s, were like a social place. That's where people went to hang out. You know, you had some quarters in your pocket, you played video games. In the early 80s, there really was no fighters per se. But then jump up ahead towards the 90s, late 80s, 90s. What? You got Street Fighter, the granddaddy of them all, you know. 2D fighter, by 2D I mean it's just back and forth. You're not going into the background or out the background. You can jump and stuff like that. And they were anime drawn, and it was hot. I remember, or I used to be on St. Mark's Place in Manhattan, and there was a pizza shop on the corner, and you people remember what I'm talking about. There's that pizza shop on the corner that had a Street Fighter arcade cabinet outside, and rain, sun, snow, whatever, there was a line of people waiting to play it, as well as the whole spectator thing. And remember, back then you could only play with Ken and Ryu. Through the years, that's changed. They've added more things. You had the Samurai Showdowns, the World Heroes, you had Darkstalkers, and a lot of those didn't make it into the mainstream arcade market. But I used to go to this spot again. I'm like pulling cards here. Again, I used to go down to the spot in Chinatown in New York City on Mott Street. And those in the know, remember the chicken used to be outside that used to play tic-tac-toe. And if you let chicken beat you at tic-tac-toe, there's something wrong with your son. Right now the chicken is dead and they got a robot out there. So if you get beat by the robot, that's alright. You know, it's like a robot chicken. No pun intended. Yeah. But yeah, let's get back to the game. BlazBlue Continuum, Japanese game, hand-drawn anime-style sprites, or I guess characters. Again, it has all the things that you're used to from the Japanese market. I mean, you have insane power moves. You know, I mean, the character I like is like a cat. She'll throw a ball at you. The text, as far as the storyline, once you get past like about the third fight, if you're playing the arcade mode, you know, the storyline starts to develop and you'll see the interaction between the characters until you get to the final boss. As with most 2D scrolling games, especially those from Japan that haven't really been toned down for the American market, you have bosses that are insanely hard to beat. You know, where you have to spend, I had to spend a couple hours just to get past it so I can get one of the characters' endings. One thing I do like about Blue Blaze, and it's Continuum Shift, I'm just going to say Blue Blaze. There's actually 2 games in the series. This is the second game in the series. One thing I do like about it is they have a training mode, which is basically a tutorial that will show you how to use the characters, especially for, I mean, a lot of people are just getting into video games now. They don't remember like the Neo Geo games, like the Fatal Furies and stuff like that. They may not, you know, they may not even know Street Fighter except for like Street Fighter 3. You know, I've actually downloaded the original and put it on my Xbox 360, but not the original, but Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 rather. It's a 2D fighters, you know, you can get away, you can work your way through the game just mashing buttons. You know, if you're playing against the computer, yes, you can do that. However, this is more like Guilty Gear, the Guilty Gear series, where you might want to take some time and actually learn the moves and come up with some kind of game plan of how you're going to approach it, especially when you get on live. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Since I've been playing this mostly late at night, I have not seen that many people on live. So I can't give you an accurate review of, but you know what? Live is live. It's the game. You play against people. You either win or you lose. End of story. So I don't really think I have to go there. But is it a good game? If you are like me and you're from the 80s and 90s and you remember the whole arcade thing and you like the anime drawn 2D fighters like Guilty Gear and World Heroes and Samurai Showdown and Fatal Fury, then I'm going to say go ahead and get it. It's a good buy. It's a good game. Okay? However, if you're not really used to like the Darkstalkers thing or the games that I mentioned before, you might want to go ahead and rent it and give it a try. I'm going to be honest with you, it's not really for kids. If you have preteens and you're thinking about getting this as a holiday gift, I'm going to suggest that you don't. There's sexually suggestive cutscenes. One of the characters comments on another character's boobies. There is cursing. Some of the characters will curse. And you know what? The way the world is right now, you know, people, you know, parents buy games. They don't understand what the games are about. They go past their kid's room, they hear the game cursing, or, you know, they hear a racial slur, or they hear something sexually suggestive. Next thing you know, they're on a typewriter, or, I mean, rather on the computer, writing their congressman saying that video games need to be monitored. No, you need to be aware of what you're buying for your child, okay? The new crop of video games, unless you have a Wii, okay, are basically for, you know, older teens to young adults, you know, and OGs like myself who still like to play video games. So, yeah, when you're buying games for the PS3 and the Xbox 360, you really need to look at that age thing, you know, like that you know, rated G for all audiences or rated mature, you know, instead of writing your congressman every time you go past your kid's room and hear a curse word. But I'm losing track here. So yeah, if you like the 2D fighters from like the 90s, especially the Neo Geo crop, then, you know, again, this game is for you. I mean, I haven't been as frustrated but enjoyed myself as much, you know, with a 2D fighter in a long time. Keyword being frustration. The boss is insane. Freaking insane. It's cheesy. You know. But yeah, if you like the 2D fighters and especially the anime drawn ones, go ahead and get this. If you're thinking about buying this for a holiday gift for a preteen, I'm going to suggest that you don't. If you're not familiar with the 2D genre, especially those that are coming over from Japan, I'm going to suggest that you rent it first, okay? Makes no sense to pay any place from $39 to $59.99 for a game that you're kind of unsure of. Again, real talk for real people, you know, I don't have a money tree. If you have a money tree, you need to go ahead and check out my website, go hit my wish list and send me some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Anywho, like I said, BlazBlue Continuum Shift Part 2, it's got a lot of features. It's got a story mode, it's got, I guess you would call it a comic book mode, but because it tells you the whole story, the background of the characters. It's got an arcade. The versus mode is hot. You got your peoples over. You want to battle them. This is the game to do it on, especially if you had some time to practice on it. It takes somewhat of a learning curve if you want to be efficient at how you play the game, especially when you get on live. I don't think the community is going to be built up just yet, especially on 360, because this is basically kind of a new game, okay? And again, you know, most things that come over from Japan, you know, you have your diehard fans and you have those that wanted to take the chance and get it. So I'm not going to guarantee you a huge community. However, again, if you have a preteen or you're thinking about getting this for a gift for like a grandchild or something, you know, someone like in that category, I'm going to tell you no. Adult suggestive material in it, and there is some swearing or cuss words, as they like to call it. Other than that, I'm going to continue with this. My sons have a PSP, so I'm going to be tagging them for reviews on stuff. I'm going to do the 360, and no, I'm not buying a Wii. Don't even ask. Don't even ask, okay?